I'm Georgia and this is The Sound of Georgia. I know I said this week's video would be about the boyfriend, but I figured it was better to do it next week. Because it is going to be a Today in Julie Andrews history video. And I figured next week would line up better with the actual date I will be talking about. It will be a couple of days after that date, but I thought a couple of days after was better than a few days before, which is what it would be if it was this video. So the boyfriend will definitely be next week. But for today's video, I'm going to be showing you all of my Sound of Music merch. Okay, I'm going to be showing you all of my Sound of Music merch that isn't on my big Sound of Music shrine shelf. Because I made a whole video about all the stuff on the shelf. Click the card. So today I'm going to be showing you all the stuff that I don't keep on the shelf. And at the end I'll be telling you what my top 3 favourite items are. And that will include stuff on the shelf. So I'm going to start with the clothing, and actually first I'm going to show you my Sound of Music pyjamas. I'm probably going to be very bad at holding all this stuff up because I only have functioning use of one hand. So I have 2 Sound of Music pyjamas and both of them are from Peter Alexander. And I don't know whether you could buy them online or whether you can still buy them at all. I bought them in store about a year and a half ago. I think it was about Christmas 2017 that I got these. So first I have this Nike that says, "So long, farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye." And then at the bottom it says, "The sun has gone to bed and so must I." So the next thing I have is the My Favorite Things pyjama set. So the top has images of all of Maria's favourite things, all with the little names of what they are. And these are a few of my favourite things on the bottom. Then the pants have the same images. It's a sort of repeating pattern. And this is obviously very crushed up, so it's probably really hard to see. So now I'm going to be moving on to the rest of the apparel, which is just t-shirts. And I have 3 of those. Of course, I'm wearing one. And this one is just a drawing of Maria doing the iconic opening twirl. And I bought this one on Redbubble and it's by Kizart. The next one is the one I got when I saw Sound of Music on stage back in 2015. And it's a Do-Re-Mi one, so it just has all the words and there's a teacup on the bottom and a deer up the top and that sort of thing. It's one of my favourite t-shirts ever, and it's probably my favourite out of my 3 Sound of Music t-shirts. And the final one I have is also from Redbubble. This one was made by Laura Wright, and all of these will be linked in the down below. I'll leave links to as much of this stuff as I can. Anyway, this one is a Lonely Goathead one, so it says Lady Ole, Lady Ole, and then it's got 2 little goats down there. So that's all the apparel, and I'm actually really glad in this instance that I don't have all that much, because holding all that up really hurt my arm. So as I mentioned, that last t-shirt was by Laura Wright on Redbubble, and I have a couple of other things from her. One, of course, you saw in the thumbnail, and that, of course, is this mug. And it is a Something Good mug, so it has the little drawing of Maria and Georg there, and then on the side it says, "Here you are standing there loving me." And I have hot chocolate just about every morning, so I use this one a lot. And the other thing I've got by Laura Wright are some pillows, and you can see them right back there. So if you haven't noticed the background too much in my videos, here's your chance to look at the pillows. So I've got this one, it says Cuckoo, and it's got the little birds on it. I don't know whether they're cookie birds or not. And then this one, it says Bloom and Grow, so it's obviously meant to be a sort of Edelweiss reference, even though it's got tulips on it for some reason. They're really pretty, I love them, they go with each other, and they go with my doona, even though you can't see my doona. Then the next thing I'm going to show you is my phone case. Hope the glare's not too bad, that should be good. Obviously it's just got that well-known image of Maria during the opening scene. I bought this when I first got my phone about 3 years ago. I bought it on eBay somewhere, but I don't remember the shop, so sorry about that. The next thing I've got are the posters. You've already seen one of them if you've watched the tour of the shrine, but I'll just show you the other one. So here it is. It's a fan-drawn one, and it's by Aurelio Lorenzo. And again, I'll put a link in the down below to where you can buy it. And it is definitely my favourite piece of Sound of Music fan art ever. And the final thing I have is my laptop sticker, and I made this one myself just with Photoshop. So the image is from the 45th, I think, anniversary DVD, and I thought it'd be really cool to have it on a laptop. So I just erased the background and turned it into a sticker, basically. So now for my top 3-ish pieces of Sound of Music merch. And this, as I said at the beginning, includes stuff on the shelf. We have, at number 3, the poster, just because it's beautiful and I love it so much. And if it was landscape, I would have it as a wallpaper on my laptop. But it unfortunately does not. But it is still some of the most beautiful art I've seen, period. And definitely my favourite piece of Sound of Music art. And I specifically put it on the wall opposite my bed, so I could just lie in bed and look at it. Then for number 3, I have my custom Sound of Music pops from Hamilpop. And this is what I mean by ish, because there's 5 of them, but I'm counting them all as number 2. So it's 5 pops in total, 3 of Georg and 2 of Maria. So here we have opening scene Maria in her little apron with her hand out like she's doing the twirl. And speaking of twirls, I'm just gonna try and give you a little spin and hope against hope that she's in focus. Yeah, this isn't going well. Again, struggles of only having one functioning hand. And there you go. Then so next up we have the next Maria, and that is Party Maria. And if I had to pick one of these pops as my favourite out of all the 5 pops, it would be this one, because she's just so beautiful. And I love that they actually made this version of Maria into a pop, because, well, the obvious one is the opening scene. Here's just a little spin of her. I really hope these are in focus. Back when I did my Funko Pop collection eons ago, I was very bad at getting them in focus. So next up we have the Georg Pops Party Georg, and I love the details in this one especially. And I don't know how well you can see it all, probably not that well. But he's got the medals in his pocket and the cross around his neck, and my favourite bit, he's actually holding his gloves. It's not like he's wearing them. They actually sculpted the gloves as though he's holding them, which is just awesome. So next up we've got Georg with the guitar. That's pretty self-explanatory. There he is, just holding the guitar. Not really much else to him. And then last but not least for the pops is Georg holding Edelweiss. He actually has a pattern on his tie. So there's actually a painted pattern on his tie that resembles what his tie looks like in the film. And the Edelweiss really does look like Edelweiss. He'd probably be my favourite out of the Georg pops. These pops were the first 2 I got, and those would definitely have to be my favourites. And my number 1 favourite piece of Sound of Music merch ever is this necklace. There we go. Now, I wore this in all of my videos last year because I wore this necklace for about 2 years straight. I took it off earlier this year just to let my skin breathe a bit, for lack of a better word, and so now it just sits on my bookshelf. But the reason it is my favourite piece of Sound of Music ever is because my godfather had this specially custom made for me. So there is only one of these in existence. So those are my top 3 favourite items of Sound of Music merch. A special honourable mention would have to go to the Sound of Music collector's plates, particularly the one by Victor Godino of the gazebo scene, because that is my favourite scene in the movie and the plate is just gorgeous. And then, of course, there's the tattoo that Julie herself may or may not know about. That day I met Nicholas Hammond, the first time, my mum blurted out that I have a Sound of Music tattoo, because that's what my mother does. And he asked to see it, so I showed him, and he said he would tell Julie. So there is a good chance that Julie Andrews herself knows I have a Sound of Music tattoo, which is just surreal. And that's everything I've got for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed looking at all my Sound of Music merch. If you want to see more, most of my Sound of Music stuff is on the shelf, and as I said, there's a whole video about that. This was just the stuff that you didn't see in the video. So let me know in the comments what your favourite item that I showed you today was, and what is your favourite piece of merch from anything that you own. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my video next week. So long, farewell!